host, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. Welcome, people out there. Feel free, be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this live stream with your friends, family, as well as your followers. If you want to further support the channel, the Don Squad movement, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. Also have you can also do super chats. You can also do super stickers, but those things are optional. It's up to you as the viewer. But welcome, beautiful people, on this Tuesday morning. How y'all living? I guess I'm living swell. Feel free, if you subscribe to the channel, feel free to check out my shorts, my video. I got a story time video. Also got other live streams that I uploaded yesterday. So feel free and check those things out at your leisure. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get into today's topic. And this was trending all over social media. And it was breaking. And if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Your boy, Shannon Sharpe, Mr. Club Shay Shay, is accused of SA, and the victim is going to take him to civil court for damages ranging upwards to 50 mil. All right. Now, this also comes at the heels of Shannon Sharpe getting ready to ink a deal as far as podcasting goes, where this deal could potentially become $100 million. All right. That comes from that. All this is stemming comes from the eve of what I just mentioned. Now, a lot of people are putting two to two together. Mr. Club Shay Shay, and some people are for him, some people are against him. Some people say that they're for the victim. All I can say is this, all right? All I can physically say is this: you're innocent until proven guilty. But we all know when you're talking about public opinion, particularly on social media, it swings like a pendulum. Okay, it can go either way. So some people, it's gonna be like a huge community that is against Shannon Sharpe. And there's going to be some people that think that Shannon Sharpe is the victim. There are also going to be some people out there that feel like this woman is the victim. But a lot of people are going to, but there's going to be an audience out there that feels like she is just trying to she's very vindictive, and she wants a piece of that $100 million that Shannon Sharpe is about to sign as far as podcasting go. Now, I did hear a lot of people on social media say some inconsistencies, okay? People believe that this is with what he's already making at ESPN. This is a different deal. This $100 million podcasting deal, this is exclusively for Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, because let's just face it, Shannon Sharpe is the algorithm on social media, particularly on YouTube. All right, he's the algorithm, and he deserves everything that he's earning, because he worked hard to even get this $100 million deal. And this also comes at the eve of him losing his job at Fox Sports 1. And he went out and did his own thing. He gambled on himself, bet on black, and now he's reaping the benefits of that. Plus, he's also doing ESPN on the side. I think he does First Take part-time. When football season starts, he's also going to have segments on Monday Night Countdown and NFL Prime Time and all that. But this $100 million deal that everyone is tying to this civil lawsuit, everyone's linking these things together. All right? Could be true, could not be true. Now, from what I heard, and the story is evolving. So from what I heard, and before we get into it, we gotta say this: allegedly, all right, allegedly, on Shannon Sharpe's behalf as well as the accuser's behalf. We're gonna have to use the word allegedly. We got some people in the building. Please hit the like button. Try to share it with your friends, family, as well as your followers. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Get into the program. All right. So, from what we've heard, she is accusing Shannon Sharpe of SA. I can't tell you. You should know what the abbreviation of SA is. And from her side of things, she is accusing Shannon Sharpe of SA, of non-consenting adult activities at night. We'll just say it like that. The PG version. And she said that Shannon Sharpe, on many occasions, violated her, raped her, and even though she said that even though there have been moments in their on again, off again relationship, there have been moments where Shannon Sharpe has took the cookies. All right, that's from her perspective. Okay, what's up, GGFG? How you living? Cause I'm living swell. Okay, you can be anywhere else on the planet. You're here. Okay. So, that's from her perspective. Now, Shannon Sharpe issued a statement with his lawyer team. He got lawyered up. He got the best Philly lawyers money can buy. All right? So, he lawyered up, and he released a statement saying that, in part, that this is not true. Everything that they did as far as adult activities was consent. And he also has text messages where when you read the messages, like this lady is a freaky girl. She's a very freaky girl. You don't bring them to the mama. She's one of them type. Okay, from the text messages. All right, we're gonna talk about text messages a little bit later. She said some crazy, wild stuff in her text messages to Shannon Sharpe. The funny thing about text messages is you can see someone else's text messages, but if you don't include what you sent to them, so basically the text messages could be something that he was asking, and she replied to it, or she may have been asking Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon Sharpe, you just see one version of the text messages, her text messages, not Shannon Sharpe's text messages, her text messages. Okay, so basically he's putting in the illusion that all this was consent. No, I didn't steal her cookies. No, I didn't grape her. No, this is no SA situation. And the illusion of she's doing all this because she's vindictive, she's petty, and she wants a piece of this $100 million. All right. Now, she's being represented by Tony Bugsby. And for all those out there who don't know who that is, this is the guy that was famous with the Diddy case. He's got some cases with Diddy. He also got some women, Jay-Z, in his situation, even though I think Jay-Z is pretty much Luke Code. I don't think anything's going to come from that. But he also represents women, will represent a woman who has a case with Jay-Z, who had a case with Jay-Z, and also Diddy. He's also been in the news for other high-profile cases, particularly in this SA nature. All right. So a lot of people think Tony Bugsby is an ambulance chasing lawyer, and he's just basically throwing dirt or throwing mustard on people's jackets, accusing high-profile men of graping an SA. All right. So that's who's representing this woman. All right. So immediately, and my mom always told me, you're really guilty by your reputation. All right, you're really guilty by your reputation. If you have the reputation of a scumbag, and you, let's just say, quote unquote, is for someone, you're standing up for someone, and you're representing someone, then one would assume that the person that you're representing is a scumbag too, or believes in scumbag activities. So having Tony Bugsby as your legal representative, it kind of, this lady, that you're giving the sense of, okay, this is nothing but a cash grab. It's already bad enough when you say 50 mil, okay? And now you're being represented by Tony Bugsby, who's got all these other cases going on, and they're like cash grabs as well. And he has this reputation of an ambulance chasing lawyer. So you're pretty much guilt by association. And like I said in the beginning of this live stream, I don't know if the lady's telling the truth. I don't know if Shannon Sharpe is telling the truth. But everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But in public opinion, everyone has already reached their verdict without even hearing both sides, both arguments, evidence, witnesses, or whatever. Everyone just assumed is, oh, it's Shannon Sharpe is a rapist, or this lady, she's just in it for the money. Now, the biggest question a lot of people have for this lady is, why you didn't file a police report? All right. Now, I'm not in this lady's. This lady don't know me from a hole in the wall. Okay. So what I'm about to tell you guys, I'm purely speculating. All right. I'm purely speculating, and I feel like she's looking at it as, look, she rather put her energy towards a civil lawsuit than a criminal lawsuit. All right, because if you look at the past, a lot of people are successful in civil court than they are in criminal court. See, in criminal court, you have to have a lot of stuff to work in your favor. All right, and that's going to take a while. And let's just say hypothetically she does the criminal side of things. That's going, Shannon Sharpe's money is long as train smoke. He can prolong this and make this last into like 3 or 4 years, and she's going to be out of money, out of resources, where she's going to have to, settle for less. Okay, because in criminal court, even it doesn't even really work in the favor of someone who's innocent, and it really doesn't even work in the favor of someone who's guilty. It just, the criminal side of things, you know what they say, justice is blind, and the wheels of justice turns slowly. Okay, so I'm assuming that's why she's not doing a criminal case. Now, it can also mean that this is not a criminal matter. That maybe, this isn't a criminal matter. In civil lawsuit, everything runs smoothly. You don't have to have a lot of evidence. You don't have to have a lot of witnesses, okay? It's just your word against him, all right? So it's a civil matter. You don't have to, it's very quickly, and it could work into your favor. You have a better chance of getting some type of judgment in a civil matter quicker than you going through criminal court. You have to find this guy guilty or whatever. And then after that, you take them to civil court. All right. So that is a narrative. That's a possible scenario that why she's going civil than criminal. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's not going to press charges. All right, but it also don't necessarily mean that she's going to press charges. If you dig what I'm saying, all right. So she's looking at it as a civil matter. All right. Now, here's my bottom line to all this. All right. I don't know who's innocent or guilty. I don't know if this lady's telling the truth or not. I don't know if Shannon Sharpe is telling the truth or not. Okay. But look, here's my opinion. You don't put yourself in situations where you have to defend your reputation or you have to defend your freedom. Never put yourself in a situation you can't get yourself out of. Now, case in point, let's just say you have a house. You own a house. You're very successful. You're very popular. All right? And you bring the boys over. And y'all just watching football games, playing pool, whatever. All right? Then one day, one of your friends, say, hey, why don't we just gamble in here? It ain't nothing but like a few dollars, okay? You say, cool. It's your house. It's your property. It's just only a small little bet. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But then them small bets turn into larger bets, all right? And let's just say hypothetically, your house gets bust down for gambling. The law comes in, break down your door, and serve you papers because of illegal gambling. You're thinking, oh man, just it's just you just with your boys. It's no big deal. All right. Well, let's just say hypothetically, one of your boys is already pinched in a situation, and in order for him to get out of the situation he was out of that situation, he may have to spill the beans on this gambling, this illegal gambling. All right. So you never put yourself in a situation. You make way too much money. Your reputation is on the line. You should never put yourself in a situation where you're doing something illegal in your house to begin with, and you have to face those consequences. All right. Not saying that Shannon Sharpe is guilty. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is innocent. But what I am saying is you never put yourself in a situation where it could potentially harm you or harm your brand or harm your identity or your reputation or harm your good business and your good name. So you never put yourself in a situation like that. All right? Or another, like you own a mansion. You bring your boys, from the hood, they come over, or, from whatever, your college buddies, and then y'all want to have some entertainment one night, and y'all hire a stripper. Let's just say that stripper is an undercover cop, and it's illegal to do that. All right, but who's going to get the heat for that? Your buddies are not that important on the police radar to say that these are the big fishes, even though they're going to get prosecuted as well, particularly in that type of activity if it's illegal. But you own the house. You're the successful one. You're the big fish. You're the head on the wall, the moose, the bear head, the lion head on the wall that they're gonna file a criminal complaint on you, a crime on you, because you're the biggest fish, you're the biggest draw. So you never put yourself in a situation like that. And that's what I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is guilty. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is innocent. What I will say is Shannon Sharpe should have known better. Let's just say hypothetically these texts where she's talking nasty and naughty, talking about you can choke her and this, that, and the third. Let's just say all that's true. All right? Let's just say hypothetically you're in a relationship with somebody. It's not no traditional relationship. It ain't nothing but your side chick. Y'all That's all y'all doing. It's not like y'all trying to build something. It's not like y'all trying to build a relationship or anything. That's somebody that you hit on a day-to-day basis. All right? Like if Shannon Sharpe was a trash man, or Shannon Sharpe was a custodian, or Shannon Sharpe was flipping burgers at McDonald's or at the drive-thru, all right, then you really don't have a lot to lose. But if you are the CEO of a company and your name is, famous and you're successful, particularly in podcasting, and you make millions upon millions of dollars, plus you got all these sponsors and stuff like that, then you got side deals with ESPN, okay? Your name is iconic. Then those type of things, you need to leave that stuff to the side. You leave that where, you leave that in the gutter, okay? You got to be thinking forward, not trying to go back. That's what Shannon Sharpe should have had in his head. Like, yeah, this is a casual sexual relationship. But you got to know that if you take part of that, you're gonna risk more than the young woman. She's just an average woman. All right. Now there's a text message, and I was just getting ready to talk about it. It escapes me. I apologize, but because I was going on into this talk, let's just, like the text messages. Shannon Sharpe might be right that she's a very freaky girl. All right, and she might like stuff like this, sexual stuff like this. Okay, even if she likes to be choked out, even if she likes it when you do perverted things to her, okay, even if she likes all that and above, at the end of the day, you have to ask for consent every time you trying to smash it. Because it's going to be one night where she ain't for that. Now, there's been where she'll say no, that you've been hitting it for like 30 days straight. That 31 day, she's probably saying, no, I'm not, I don't want to do it tonight. Then you have to respect her decision. Now, there's, goddamn, it done escaped me again. I was going to say something. Oh my God, Chris, you need to write this stuff down. But yeah, Shannon Sharpe, I'm not saying that he's guilty. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe's innocent. But what I am saying is, Shannon Sharpe, you should not put yourself in that position in the first place, particularly with your reputation on the line. All right? Particularly have you ever heard of the term, your past will haunt you? Shannon Sharpe used to work for CBS Sports back in the day. All right? And he had an incident with another female in the elevator. Now, Shannon Sharpe has denied this, but what happened? Shannon Sharpe lost his job at CBS Sports. Even if the accusations were false, the damage is done. Your reputation is tarnished. CBS is looking at it as, man, we can't have nobody on our airwaves being accused of that. We can't justify that. We gotta, he's gotta leave. He's gotta go. All right? And that stuck on Shannon Sharpe. Even though Shannon Sharpe still to this day denied that he did anything, he didn't do nothing wrong in that elevator. Still at the end of the day, that's stuck on him. It stuck on him so much that it was hard for him to get other opportunities, like a long-term job. And if it wasn't for Skip Bayless, saying, hey, man, won't you come over here to Fox Sports 1, do Undisputed, that was the only opportunity Shannon Sharpe had. That was the only life preserver Shannon Sharpe had. Shannon Sharpe was was talented then. When he was with CBS Sports, he was talented, he was funny, he was entertaining, he was informational. CBS Sports let him go because of that incident in the elevator. And, Shannon Sharpe was just bouncing around from one network to another network. He was just a fill-in. He was still talented. He was still funny. He still had a name. Why he didn't just jump onto another network if it wasn't true? Because people, other networks can't just, sign him, and knowing that he has this stigma that's on the back on his back, and he could be totally innocent, but that stigma got him fired from CBS Sports, and he was bouncing around from just a fill-in. All right, he didn't get a real full-time gig until Skip Bayless wanted to do his own thing at Fox Sports 1. Skip Bayless left ESPN, went to Fox Sports 1, had his own show, and he needed a co-host, and he saw a lot in Shannon Sharpe. A lot of networks, a lot of people saw the same thing Skip Bayless saw in Shannon Sharpe. A lot of people saw that, but the only difference is nobody wanted to associate themselves with Shannon Sharpe because of that incident. So when Shannon Sharpe launched on Undisputed, that's when he was popping on social media. He was doing the skits, He was doing the giggles. He was doing the mama references. He was joking. He was and being informational, entertaining, and he blew up on Undisputed. He wasn't the co-star no more. There was a moment in time where he was the draw on Undisputed. The chairs reversed. Skip Bayless was the host. He's no longer the main guy no more. He's more of a co-host. Shannon Sharpe was the biggest star. He was the biggest draw. Skip Bayless was a little envy about that. He was a little jealous about that. He let his emotions get the best of him. And then Shannon Sharpe didn't get re-signed by Fox Sports 1, went to ESPN, and the rest they say is history. Okay? Skip Bayless lost his show on Fox Sports 1. Now he's doing YouTube like you and I. Okay? But back to Shannon Sharpe. You got this reputation. It's an old reputation, but it's still there. All right? And I believe that's going to play a part in court of public opinion. Because people are going to say, well, he has done this before. Okay? Why are y'all quick to, say that he's innocent? Why are y'all so quick to say that this is a cash grab when Shannon Sharpe has done this before in his past? That's what a lot of people are going to say. Okay? So, yeah, we got like 8 people in the building. Could y'all do me a favor? Hit that like button. Share it with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Okay? So, yeah, Shannon Sharpe, I'm not saying that he's innocent. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is guilty. But what I am saying is that this is not a quick out on one side or the other. I don't think those text messages prove anything. And really, it's showing that she's a freak. But it's also these text messages is saying, yo, dude, you're like 50 years old. Like you're going into your 60s. And you're dating a 20-year-old girl. And people they're gonna say this, she's really a woman. But they're gonna say a 20-year-old girl. Listen to the wordmanship when they describe this woman. They're gonna make her a defenseless little girl. She's 20 years old. She don't know any better. She has the right to vote. She has the right to drink. She has the right to go to the army or the military. She's just as an adult as Shannon Sharpe. But you can see them painting the pictures. You can see them, painting their arguments and narratives Like, she's a little girl. Shannon Sharpe took advantage of her. He's almost 60. He has no business to be involved in a relationship with her anyway. She probably did it for the fame and the money. She wanted to be a trophy wife or a 304 or a side chick. She don't know any better. Would you blame her? Some 60-year-old guy come walking up to her and give her a lifestyle that she never had before she even met him. He's this, he's that. He's nasty, he's disgusting. You already see them drawing these narratives. Now, if they're doing it on social media, just wait until this is officially a civil matter or even a criminal matter where, the jury, you're going to have to convince the jury that, all this was consent, and they're going to look at, and they're going to have this girl in court every day with her Sunday best on, looking like she just came straight from the prom. She ain't even graduated out of high school yet. And then you're going to see this old man come walking in, this old black man coming in. I'm telling you, this is not looking, on the outside, those text messages, it kind of saved Shannon. It did two things. It kind of saved Shannon Sharpe, but then it also says that why you was, text messaging a 20-year-old in the first place. And where are your messages? Why are you not showing those messages? Now, she also accused him of recording her. All right. And I think the relationship fell apart after he went on Instagram Live accidentally and went live and he was messing around with another female that wasn't her. And they said that that's probably why they're no longer together, because she felt like she was violated by him because he's on Instagram Live with millions upon millions of followers going, oh, Sheila, yeah, Sheila, you like that, don't you? Yeah. Oh, Sheila, I'm about to. Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. I think her name was Sheila. It was an old school name. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, yeah. So he's gonna look. This does not. I mean, it. The text messages prove something, that they were in a relationship, and it proved that they had consensual activities in bed, but it doesn't prove that were all of the activities that y'all had was consensual. All right. It proves that she's a freak. She's a super freak. But why we haven't seen Shannon Sharpe text messages? And it makes you wonder, what does she have that she's not going to release publicly? Now, Shannon Sharpe outed her, said her name, all that stuff. All right. She was listed as a Jane Doe. No one knew who she was. Now, there's some pictures out there. I don't know if that's her or not, but if that is her, whatever. I mean, I don't care. But if that is her, she's very young. She looks kind of naive. Like, this is her first time doing something like this. And I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharpe met her somewhere, was sweating her nonstop, got her number. All right. She didn't know who he was at the time, but when she started Googling, she found out who he was. That Shannon Sharpe is one of those ones. Shannon Sharpe has made a lot of money in professional football. He has made a lot of money in the media game. He has made a lot of money as an ambassador, an influencer. Yeah, and now he's making a lot of money on podcasting. So of course, when you type in somebody's name, when you Google, they say Google is your friend. When she started Googling him, she going like, oh, I hit the mother load with this. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, this is very bad for Shannon Sharpe. Um, let's put it this way: it doesn't look good for Shannon Sharpe. Let's just say that it doesn't look good. All right, and like I said, this has been trending since yesterday. We don't know what else is going to come today or tomorrow or at the end of this week, next month, whenever. All right. But if everything stays like it is right now, even though it looks kind of bad for Shannon Sharpe can probably get out of it if everything stays the same. Now, if she doesn't have any witnesses, if she didn't keep all her text messages, and if she didn't film him doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing, then everything looks like, yeah, this is a black eye for Shannon Sharpe. It's kind of another embarrassment for Shannon Sharpe. Um, ESPN, I don't know how they're going to handle this, because, we just recently got out of when he accidentally went on Instagram Live, even though you have to go through so many steps to get to Instagram Live. I don't care if you're not knowledgeable about smartphones or not knowledgeable about how to do Instagram Live, but Instagram Live is not that easy. It's not like you accidentally hit the Instagram app and then you go on live. That's what he made it sound like. All right. But anyway, even that incident was very embarrassing to Shannon Sharpe. But it was embarrassing for ESPN as well. So I don't know what ESPN is going to do when I think right now ESPN is just, staying packed. They're kind of like observing the situation. And if everything stays the way it stays, then I don't think ESPN is going to do anything. They may issue a statement, you know, uh, you know, issue a statement. But if there's no evidence that shows Shannon Sharpe, in a bad light or in a bad picture, if some evidence do come floating out, then ESPN's going to have to do something. They just can't sit on their hands and hope for this to blow away. All right. So Shannon Sharpe is already, is shooting from the hip. He's got him a legal team. They said her name. They showed text messages. They already painting the picture of she was initiating this. Now, I don't think that's real. Now, if they go that route, I don't think that's really believable. Okay, because you have to look. And Shannon Sharpe could be 1,000% right in this whole thing. But I don't think that's really believable. If you're going to use a narrative that she initiated all this and she's the freaky one, she initiated all this freakiness, okay? You just wanted a relationship with her and she wanted something naughty and nasty and all this stuff. If your argument is she was the aggressor, she wanted the freaky stuff, then that's easier said than done. Okay? But if she has some evidence to show that no, you wanted this, you wanted now there's rumors out there that Shannon Sharpe has bought her stuff, has I don't know if it's true or not, but enhancing her body and all that stuff. If that is true, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. If that's true. And here's another thing about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe loves to tell other people what they're doing wrong. Okay, he just got into like he was outing Shannon, or he was outing uh, Chad for being late all the time. And that kind of, you up here being late all the time. And then when they was talking about that, that's when the Instagram live thing started blowing up. Shannon Sharpe always goes on ESPN, and like if there's an athlete that's in some hot water or in some trouble, Shannon Sharpe would tell his jokes, but Shannon Sharpe would try to give that person advice, and sometimes the advice it could come off as hurtful. But Shannon Sharpe would say, "Well, hey, you shouldn't have done it." Now what Shannon Sharpe's going to say about this, and how his peers say about what they say about Shannon Sharpe. You know, um, at first when that Instagram live thing, Shannon Sharpe was just laughing, was yucking it up with everybody. Lavelle Crawford joked about it. He yucked it up with Lavelle Crawford. He yucked it up with Deion Sanders when he mentioned it. But there was like a comedian, I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Can't think of the comedian's name. Forgive me. If y'all know the comedian's name, comment down below. And he started mentioning about the Instagram live and imitating Shannon Sharpe while he was on, where you could hear Shannon Sharpe. Shannon, you can clearly tell, you can visibly tell that Shannon Sharpe was getting irritated by it. And he was, saying, "Oh, it don't matter, because I'm pulling young girls anyway." Okay? And now this comes out. All right? That response that he had is not going to look good for Shannon Sharpe, because they're going to play that. So you got to be careful how you say things, okay? But this is the problem with social media, and this is a social media problem more than a people. Everyone loves to throw their dirt out there on social media. Will say the dumbest things on social media, and they're thinking in the back of their mind, well, what I said today, it's not going to affect me tomorrow. But what he said about, "Oh, I pull young girls anyway," that clip is going to affect him tomorrow, particularly if this lady has other evidence. So yeah. That's all I got. I really appreciate everyone that was in the building, hitting the like button, sharing it with your friends, family, and followers. I really do appreciate that. I'm gonna come back with something more, but it's your boy. Feel free to hit the subscription if you haven't. Hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Share this live stream with your friends, family, and followers. If you want to further support the channel, and that is up to you if you want to do that or not, is super chat, super stickers, or hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. And I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy, Print That Down One. I'm up out of here, y'all. Deuces. Enjoy your Tuesday, because I know I will.